that's how we ended up being Brighton. They made us do it for real.
Did you prefer filming in Manchester or London? I'm assuming you're...
Sorry?
Did you prefer filming in Manchester or London? Did you like Manchester?
We never filmed in BBC London.
You filmed in BBC. Oh, where did you film it?
They didn't want to make it, remember?
Oh, right. I know we
BBC London turned it down several times.
We did 2 series in Manchester, didn't we?
Sorry?
We did 2 series in Manchester, and then you disappeared and left us out of work. Oh, what were the crew to do?
No, we didn't leave you. They closed the studio down. They closed BBC Northwest down. But you got to remember, Red Dwarf is a Manchester show, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was commissioned in Manchester and filmed in Manchester. And Manchester's a lot cleverer than London, that's all. That's why it became the cultural city. Because London just fell off the edge and Manchester took over.
Yes,
we just so happened to be there in its glory days because you had the Hacienda, Oasis, Stone Roses, Farm. I mean, it was just everything was coming out of Manchester.
Granada Studios was huge at the time. Granada Studios and their tour was huge at the time as well.
Yeah.
Those magnificent sets they had at Baker
Granada
Street.
was bigger than BBC in Manchester.
Yeah.
There was only 2 shows being made at Northwest.
They only had 1 studio, didn't they?
Well, don't forget, ITV might have had that, but you've got to remember, that little studio on Oxford Road, the 2 longest running shows on BBC Two is the only ones they filmed there, Red Dwarf and Question of Sport. What tables did the ITV shows top?
Granada Studios made the Sherlock Holmes, which was absolutely massive, as well as the Coronation Street. They had the wonderful Houses of Parliament set.
Were they always number 1 on ITV?
Oh, I never checked for things.
It's the winners we want to know about.
Yeah, I don't know the winners.
We only deal with winners. Well, don't forget, we filmed Red Dwarf on Corrie.
All right. Okay.
You forgot about that, didn't you?
Well, I thought they'd only watched the documentary.
Give him a shovel. You just mentioned Corrie and I'm like, yeah, we filmed on it, mate.
There we are. The man from Delta.
Don't you remember we went to find Ray Charles, the actor? You didn't see that episode?
No.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
Next. Sorry, we're going to officially start now. So yeah, that was just a warm up, get the mic balanced. But this gentleman was talking about being in Red Dwarf back in the day, like second series, first series, and the second. So yeah, I didn't even know that. But anyway, so I'm not a host, so apparently I'm just here. If any questions?
Hello, people. I shan't be here as long as Danny. Else you won't get anything else done, will you? The whole day.
Will you sing any normal wisdom songs?
Hey, is that what you did? I've got his autograph though, actually, Norman Wisdom, from when I was a kid on Great Yarmouth Pier. So other than that.
Would you like to accept questions from the audience and we go from there?
I'm going to preempt questions, some of them, just so, because someone from the audience without a microphone has got to shout over this racket.
I can always take the mic to the audience.
Yeah, or we could always tell them to shut up. That's the other alternative. I'd say all of us in the show were a little bit, if not very much, like we are. So, as you can tell, I'm sarcastic and grumpy. And so that's that one. Yeah, because the writers were with us 6 days a week, so they were still writing at the time, so they would pick up on things we said and did, and it would all become one big mashup. Because one point in the canteen, Craig was going, I'm going to try and do a Liverpool accent now. Craig was going, why do you always make out Lister to be a slob? He goes, he's not a slob, he's got lots of depth to him, he's got lots of emotion. How am I doing? And so they went, yeah, but he is basically a slob. And they went, but he's not a slob. And then he picked up his sausage and mash and licked the plate. And they they went, yeah, he is a slob, Craig, like you. And then from that bit, they kind of did that bit where, you know, body swap, where he goes face down in a plate full of mash. Because they just thought, oh, that seems a good idea. And Chris is a cross between, well, he's got the military interest and collecting almost telegraph poles and trains and all that of Rimmer, but you know, he's more, he wouldn't hate to be like that, so he's like a bit Ace Rimmer as well, so quite a bit. He's in the middle of Ace Rimmer and proper Rimmer, I'd say. Danny, you've heard, Danny is very the cat, fashion sense, everything. Robert Crichton is always apologising. If you come in and go, oh, it's soaking outside, it's really pouring down, he'll go, yeah, oh God, sorry. Go, it's not your fault, the weather isn't your fault, Robert. So we're all a little bit like that. And Norman is also grumpy and sarcastic because we both played the same person. So. I could ask a question.
Let's take some questions from the audience.
If anyone's got any questions.
We're going to stand in my position.
No, you see. No, they haven't. I shall carry on until I leave, which will be 5 minutes. Oh my God. Oh.
Clumsy. How long are your shooting days, and do you find them tiring?
No, mine weren't tiring. I didn't do any location work, as you can imagine. A couple of times I went and watched them on location, but I mean, the boys did all the hard work, really. With all the location stuff, going through mud, doing this, that and the other. I just turned up. The whole episode was a week, and they did like 2 or 3 weeks beforehand of doing all the hard work of mud and all that, wading through this, that and the other, going through an old water salinisation plant or whatever it was, running through balconies and all that. When I turned up, I just had to, I was there 6 days a week with them, but half the time I was just sitting there drinking tea and eating biscuits. So, you know, oh my God, it was so tiring. And I just sit and chat with the extras. Not extras, guest stars, I should say. Extras, that's terrible, isn't it? Guest stars. Yeah, but it was fun because I was sitting and laughing at what they were doing. Twice I did go on location, if you can call it that, out in a field. One was when all the in Meltdown, when all the lookalikes, they were lookalikes, were running across a field being blown up. Do you remember Meltdown? Yeah, when Rimmer goes and inspects the troops, and with Gandhi, who the Gandhi you saw was half the age of the first Gandhi that turned up. The first Gandhi was too old to get out the taxi, and they said, didn't they tell you that Gandhi's got to do press-ups? And they went, oh, sorry. So they had to send him off and get another Gandhi. And the other one I went on location, which was literally outside the door of the studio, was the Dimension Jump one, where Rimmer and Lister go out, Ace Rimmer and Lister go out to mend Red Dwarf. And they're standing on the bit of scaffolding trying to mend it, and Ace has got his broken arm that he's kept quiet about and all this. And they had it as a storm. They were doing this in a storm, and this was in November. This special effects blokes thought it'd be a laugh to have freezing cold water with ice cubes in it and a wind machine. So every time they went to speak, they were chucking this freezing cold water and ice cubes over them. So that was hard work for me because I was laughing.